Okay, this video is for in class 37 roots and zeros. Fundamental theorem of algebra talks about how you have all polynomial equations with a degree greater than 0 will have at least one root in the set of complex numbers. A polynomial of n degree has exactly n roots in the set of complex numbers, including repeated roots. Okay, so with that, we also have the complex conjugates theorem. Any polynomial function with real coefficient has an imaginary number as a 0. Its conjugate is also a 0, meaning you have plus or minus an I in there. So the notes that I care the most about are these examples down here. The most important one is the example C here. This one is the most important. But these other ones, we're going to walk through and talk about them. So when you are writing a polynomial function, you're going to take the opposite of your zeros. So opposite of 4, -1, and 6 is going to be an x minus 4, x plus 1, and an x minus 6. So what you're going to do is you're going to multiply these and then simplify. So x times x is x squared. X times 1 is plus x, -4x, -4x, and -4 times 1 is a -4. X squared minus 3x minus 4 times x minus 6. So now I'm going to have x times x squared, x cubed, minus 3x squared, minus 4x, take -6 times everything, minus 6x squared, plus 18x, plus 24. And then simplify, x cubed minus 9x squared, plus 14x, plus 24 equals 0. And that's your answer. So the next one we have is with a conjugate. You have the imaginary of -3i, so you also need the conjugate of positive 3i. So the opposite of each of these is x minus 5, x plus 3i, and x minus 3i. When I have my conjugates, I always multiply the second, or my imaginary 2 first with the i's before I do anything else. So when I multiply these, I'm going to get x times x, which is x squared, x times -3i is a -3ix, and positive 3i times x is a positive 3ix, and a positive 3i times a -3i is a -3 times 3 is 9i squared. Remember from excuse me, quadratics, I squared is really -1, so this is -9 times -1, which is really plus 1, or plus 9, sorry. And these middle terms cancel out, so I'm going to have x minus 5 times x squared plus 9. Because -9 times -1 is a positive 9, so this really just becomes plus 9. And now I'm going to multiply this out. So x times x squared is x cubed. X times 9 is plus 9x. -5 times x squared is -5x squared minus 45. And we're going to make sure we write this in the correct order. So I'm going to have x cubed minus 5x squared plus 9x minus 45 equals 0. So the most important question is the next one. And this conjugate, the one that you're missing, is you are missing for minus I. So opposite of 4 in both these cases are minus 4. So the opposite of -4 is positive 4. So I'm going to have an x plus 4, and then I'm going to have x minus the opposite of 4 plus I, because -4. And I'm going to have the opposite of x minus 4 minus I. Okay? So from here, excuse me, doing the same thing, I'm going to multiply these two first. So this is really x minus 4i, 4 plus I, x 4 minus I, and then I'm going to have an x minus 4 plus I. Multiply these together. X times x is x squared. x times negative 4 is a negative 4x. X times I is plus ix or xi. It doesn't matter. Negative 4 times x is a negative 4x. Negative 4 times a negative 4 is plus 16. Negative 4 times I is a negative 4i. Negative I times x is a negative ix, or xi. Negative I times negative 4 is a positive 4i. And negative times positive, I times I, is going to be a minus I squared. So, things that are the same, but different symbols. X, xi are similar terms. These are similar terms. And then these are similar terms. Anything that is the exact same but opposite symbols are going to cancel out. Okay. Remember that this I squared is a negative 1, so this is going to be a minus 1, which is really just plus 1. So this becomes plus 1. So I'm going to have x plus 4 times x squared, negative 4x minus 4x, which is a negative 8x, 16 plus 1, which is 17. And so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to multiply these two together. X times x squared is x cubed. X times negative 8x is negative 8x squared. X times 17 is a positive 17x. 4 times x squared is plus 4x squared. 4 times negative 8 is a negative 32x. And 4 times 17 is a 68. Combine like terms, I'm going to get x cubed minus 4x squared minus 15x plus 68 equals 0. So from the homework, I already did this problem, but I'm going to talk about it, is you have a a negative 2 plus I and a negative 2 minus I. And so when you do the opposite of that, it's going to be a plus. So plus negative 2 plus I and plus negative 2 minus I. And then you're going to multiply these out. So you can jump through, and either way you're going to have a negative. I still think I did this wrong, but I'll have to double check. I'm going to double check this one here. So, but essentially you want to think about your conjugates here and always do the opposites of them. So here, if you go through it, your conjugates, if there's plus 2, should be minus 2. Those should be positive 2s. So I have a feeling that I did this one wrong, which sucks. But it'll be okay. Ignore this, in all honesty.